Hey guys, Markel TV. Today was going to be Social Security Part 2, but I got a couple of questions and I'm going to go ahead and answer those questions from subscribers. I did write an email about it. I write a comment about it, but I'm going to elaborate a little further on it, and that is filing Temp 100. When you are getting surgery, or you had surgery, or you've gone through the process of whatever it is, whether you're in a mental health hospital for over, I think you got to be in for over 30 days to file for Temp 100 on that, or when you have surgery, say you have carpal tunnel surgery, you have knee surgery, or whatever, and you're going to file for Temp 100, it's best that you go in either to a VSO or a comp and pen office if you plan on doing it yourself and getting it done where you get a stamped copy versus doing it online. When you do it online, you do get an electronic email back that you can print off that says you did file it. However, the VA can always claim, well, we never got it, after they forgot about it and then made it seem as though they never got the email or the information in, which they do get. So I have had experiences where this has happened, and I always tell people, do it in person. You do it in person because you get a stamped copy of it, and if they ever come back and say, well, no, we didn't get it, you can always present them with that stamped copy so you don't have to refile and lose all the time that was already spent on filing a claim. So that's why I always think it's important whenever you're filing a claim or whatever you're filing, regardless if it's a claim or not, to always get a stamped copy. That way you can always refer back to it, and they cannot claim they never got it. If they do, you have a stamped copy to present them with. So hopefully that helps that gentleman out with that question. And then there was one other question I got regarding P&T status and when will they get another exam. Now, when I talked about in the VA rules, them doing a review on your claim, that doesn't mean that they're going to send you in for a comp and pen exam. They're simply going back over your file and looking at what the rater gave you for a rating to make sure that information was correct. That's what I mean by reviewing your file. It does not mean that they're going to automatically send you back for a comp and pen, even though that does happen when a rating is questionable. Say you were given 40% for your left knee, and someone reviews it and says, no, you should have gotten 30%. Well, they'll send you back in for a comp and pen at that point. But generally speaking, for reviews that are done by the VA, they don't normally send you back in for a comp and pen exam unless you apply for new benefits or increased benefits. Now, unless the doctor has put in something that dramatically changed and you don't fall within a certain time frame and they send you for a comp and pen exam at that point, I can understand that one. But for in just general, when they do a review, they do not send you for comp and pen exams. And if it's P&T and you've only had it for the first year, I wouldn't worry about it. A lot of times what happens is because the VA is so far behind in the system, especially for people who are P&T status, they rarely get to it within the first 5 years. Sometimes they do. Most of the time they don't. I didn't make that video to try to scare anyone into thinking that automatically they're going to look into it, because more times than not, when you're P&T and you're within 5 years, they normally don't get a chance to look at it. And after the 5 years, that rule kicks in. So I wouldn't worry about it, sir. And living overseas has no bearing on it at all. When you're P&T, doesn't matter where you live, you have that status. You're supposed to have that status for the rest of your life. Unless fraud was involved somehow, or unless they made a mistake somehow, and within the 10 years they come to find out they made an error, then they can go back and change stuff. But I wouldn't worry about it if I was you. Go ahead and enjoy your life and live your life. The Social Security Part 2 video will come tomorrow, you guys. Sorry, but I needed to make this change today to answer these questions. Have a great day.